What's up, guys? I'm recording inside my home right now. This is the living room. I wanted to record inside a car, but it is raining outside and it's kind of dark, so this is the best I can do right now, and I don't want to wait too long with this video because the topic today is about battery degradation. So, a couple of weeks ago, the Millennium Falcon hit 150,000 kilometers. That's about 94,000 miles on the new battery pack. The car has done a lot more, but I received a new battery pack at 86,000 kilometers about 1.5 years ago. So we are now looking at 150k kilometers, 1.5 years. So how is the battery degradation and how do you measure it? Well, there are several ways to measure it. The way I do it, I heard some people told me that this is one of the ways to do it, but it has some error. I'll come back to that later. But the way you do it is you charge the battery to 100% and then until it stops, and then you discharge it to 0, but only to 0 kilometers. Don't go past the 0 kilometers because you want to see how many kilowatt hours you get out of the battery pack. So a fresh battery pack should give you about 75 kilowatt hours. That's what I haven't measured it correctly like on my car, because back then I didn't bother, but they say it's about 75 kilowatt hours. So I did a charge, but you saw it in the earlier video that my battery wasn't balanced, and I should explain what that means. So unbalanced battery, okay, hang on. A battery consists of several, a pack of batteries consists of several smaller batteries, and they are then organized in modules and then consist of the whole battery pack. And from time to time, the batteries are not discharged equally, so over time, each cell or each module will be unbalanced. They don't have the same voltage. It doesn't matter really when you just drive normally, but when you push it to the maximum, try to charge to 100%, to avoid over discharging some cells. The battery won't overcharge the cell that are higher than the others. So I'm not sure what kind of magic ninja stuff they do, but the BMS, the battery management system, will do something to balance them. And then when you balance the cells, you make all the cells equal again in voltage. And at the time I was trying to measure this, I could only charge it to 99% at the day. So I had to extrapolate that range I didn't get. But anyway, just to make things a little bit short here, yes, to give you what you want, I calculated, I tried that later to see how much I would get at 100%, and I was able to get charge it at 100%, and then I reached 378 kilometers. That's what it displays. Whereas at the testing day, I reached 375 kilometers. I was missing 3 kilometers of range. And anyway, when I drove from 99% to 0%, I consume 71.3 kilowatt hours. And if you add that missing fraction, a part of the percent, it'll be 71.9 or close to 72 kilowatt hours. So that's what I was able to pull out of the battery pack during the long trip. I did like a 400 kilometer trip. And if you take 71.9 or 72 roughly, divide that by 75 kilowatt hours, end up with 4% degradation. So how accurate is that result? Well, it could be 3% or it could be 5%, but I think 4% sounds plausible. Yeah, and you could always measure it differently and get different results, but from what I've seen over the years, it seems like, well, okay, the battery is slowly losing its capacity, but yeah, so I believe 4% is more or less accurate. I guess there will be some kind of discussion in the comments afterwards, like what method you should use. Should you do the charging method instead and look at how many kilowatt hours was added to the battery? I believe that's not, it also has some source of error, that method because the car also consumes some energy, heating up, maybe heating up the battery, or ventilating stuff, and yeah. So, but I believe that the method where you charge to full and discharge to, that's what in the end, that's what counts, right? How much energy you get out of the battery, not how much you can push into the battery. So 4% after 150,000 kilometers, it's not too bad. So if you try to extrapolate this result again, you could assume that after 300,000 kilometers, you might get like, let's say 8% or 7%, because it seems like this is also something many people have said, that you lose most of the capacity in the beginning. I also seen the same like trend where I get the impression that over time now the battery loses less. That could maybe be because I rarely go past 90%. I try to keep my battery around like 50 to 70%. Most of the day I charge to only 60% because I only drive in the city and stuff like that. And because I have CHAdeMO adapter and we have lots more superchargers nowadays, I rarely have to go past 90%. But again, this is based on my crazy driving for like 1.5 years. Most people don't do that. So for most people, what can you expect on the battery after, let's say, 10 years or maybe even 8 years when the warranty is out? Well, I guess that's up to you to decide, but I would say after 8 years you will probably have like 10% left. Oh no, sorry, not 10% left. You will probably have 90% left. So I would assume maybe 10% degradation after 8 years. And how many kilometers? Maybe like 30, 40,000, 30, 40, 300 to 400,000 kilometers, of course. Yeah, I'm getting tired now. Yeah, too many IKEA runs. So I would say, even after a very long time, many years, the battery will still have pretty good capacity. And let's not forget, losing some maximum capacity doesn't really matter because the battery pack will still charge fast and you will still not use the 100% that often. You will stay within like 70, 80, 90%. So in reality, you'll not lose that much capacity. So yeah, I guess this will probably be the last time I measure the Millennium Falcon, because at next, like maybe at 200,000 kilometers, I probably don't own Millennium Falcon anymore, so I'll be using Optimus Prime. So yeah, it's interesting. I guess I will also do the same thing now when I get Optimus Prime. I will do like a reference measurement when it's as fresh as possible. I try to document it well, and then I will try to repeat the same thing after 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and so on, and see how that battery degrades over time. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. And if you have any comments, yeah, just go ahead and flood the comments section.